Hi guys, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and for this week's video I wanted to do my everyday summer makeup routine. It's pretty quick and it's really natural and pretty, and I just love how glowy it is, but it's got a nice matte eye, and I just love this because it looks good for work and all that fun stuff. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then let's just get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my eyebrows, and I'm just using the NYX eyebrow pencil in taupe. Now usually if I have time, I will just take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in number 15 Fair and just kind of like clean up the brows and make them look a little bit more precise. So I just kind of like outline the outside of my brows. I don't do the whole brow just because I really just focus on the front part. And then I'm just taking my Real Technique sponge and blending this out. Now we're going to move on to eyes. So I'm first going to start by priming them with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've been using this for years. If you have any other recommendations, let me know, because maybe there's something better out there. Then I'm taking my Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, and I'm taking the shade Cashmere Bunny, which is this matte chocolate brown color, and I'm just taking a really fluffy brush and I'm just going to put this into my crease. Now just to darken the crease a very little bit, I'm taking the shade next to it called Sexpresso, and I'm going to take it on this deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques and just like place it right in that outer corner very lightly and just blend it really good. And for my lid color, just to clean everything up, I'm using the NYX Single Eyeshadow in the shade Vixen. It's just a nude color. And now I'm just going to be taking that same fluffy brush I used again, and I just clean it off a little bit on my wrist. And I'm using the shade Vixen again. And I'm just going to use this to blend out the shadows into my brow bone. And then I'm going back to the Too Faced Natural Eyes and taking the shade Heaven. So I'm basically using the top row, which is the daytime shadows, and I'm just going to use this to highlight my brow bone. Now to start the face, I'm just going to be using concealer, so I'm using two different shades of the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm using number 10 Light, I believe it is. Yeah. On like blemishes and stuff, and then I'm going to be using 15 Fair underneath my eyes, just because this one's a little bit darker. You can't really tell, but in person I have like this slightest bit of a tan for my skin tone, so I'm just going to be putting this all over my red spots and whatever I want to cover. And I'm not trying to do too much because I do have some freckles from the sun that I would really like to peek through. And then I just go hard underneath my eyes and do like a big triangle because I do not sleep enough. I just use what's ever left on my sponge and just kind of brush it over my cheeks and stuff. make sure everything's blended in. Next, I'm just going to be taking the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in the shade 003 Natural, and I'm just going to be taking this buffing brush from Real Techniques and applying this to my T-zone because your girl gets super oily in the summertime and all the time. Then I'm taking the NYX powder blush in Summer Peach and applying this to the apples of my cheeks. Next, I'm going in with the NYX Matte Bronzer in the shade Light, and I'm taking the Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm just going to use this to bronze up the edges of my forehead, a little bit underneath my blush, and then my jawline, aka double chin. I'm not very good at this, so if I'm doing it wrong, I understand. I'm just going to take a little on the sides of my nose too, just to create some depth. And then I'm going to take the buffing brush again and just buff it out to make it look less insane. Now I'm taking my Becca pressed highlighter in the shade Moonstone, and I'm just taking this little, what is this? This is a eyeshadow brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to put this on my cheekbones. Then for my lower lash line, I'm just taking this tiny detail brush and I'm going back with Cashmere Bunny. And I'm just going to smudge this all over the lower lash line. Then I'm going to be using Moonstone again to highlight my inner corner. Now for mascara, I'm just going to curl my lashes and then I'm going to brush them out with the lash side of this Real Techniques Brow and Lash Duo, and just to separate them and make sure they're nice and fluttery. First, I'm going to use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And then I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Now to finish off, I'm just going to be applying some chapstick to my lips. And that is the completed makeup look. Alright guys, that is a wrap for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and leave me a comment down below what kind of products you use for your summer makeup. Be sure to subscribe if you aren't already. I post videos every Monday, and be sure to follow me on all my social media if you aren't already. It's always linked in the description box for you. And be sure to watch my last video. It is always linked at the end of this one. And I'll see you guys next Monday with a brand new video. Bye guys!